So Matt, you're baseball viewing. You're watching the Cardinals. I don't even know. Is there a minor league MLB type app where you can watch Jackson? How's that work?
Yeah, there is. He didn't play yesterday. I think most of the minor leagues had Easter off, so he didn't play. So I was in and out of the Cardinals game, and then just kind of grilling and doing some stuff. So yeah, I do watch him. Yeah, when I actually got to go to Salem and watch his first two games. So I flew to Salem, Virginia, and watched his game on Thursday and Friday, and then flew back Saturday night. So I got a chance to go watch him play a couple games, and then got back yesterday and had Easter, and so yeah, it's been a busy weekend.
All right, so we're 9 games in with the Cardinals. People are already freaking out here.
They're freaking out, Matty.
On the text line, calling in. They're all mad. Now, the Cardinals have played very good teams in the first 9 games. I don't think anybody thinks they're going to be this bad. But the starting rotation was a concern before the season. And it's early, but I think it obviously hasn't been great. What's your there you go, red alert. What's your assessment?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those deals where it's too early to significantly make this huge, sort of deduction on what you think of the whole team. I mean, obviously, you'd like the rotation to be a little bit better. Some of the bullpen guys that you're really counting on have not pitched all that well. So it's been, and then you roll into Milwaukee and you're going to face really, really good pitching. They have incredible starting pitching, so it's going to be a challenge to score. But I think they're going to be fine. I mean, obviously you're going to need Matz and Michaelis and obviously Jack can't walk this many guys, but you're going to need those guys to pitch the way they've pitched all their career. And so you're looking for sort of a return to the normal at least 5 or 6 innings at 2 to 3 runs, and then it allows the bullpen to slot better in how you use the bullpen. And I think guys will fall into their roles, and guys like Payante and some of these Hicks and these guys, they got to pitch better. And so I think it hasn't been pretty. Obviously, you don't like where you're at, but I'm not too concerned just yet.
Now, even at the best of times, when you're rolling, going to Coors can be a complicated trip. Is this an ideal time to get out there? So I mean, you're coming off a tough series against a staff like Milwaukee. You'll get rolling at the plate, but man, when the way your staff's going, that's probably not the best time to have to head out there either.
Yeah, I mean, when your rotation's a little bit struggling, it's not a great place to go try to get right on the mound, but. They're going to face Marquez tonight, who's a challenge. I mean, he's a good pitcher, and he's by far, in my opinion, their best starter, and has had shown times in his career of being, sort of a frontline starting pitcher. So it'll be a challenge to score off him, but I think it'll be obviously their talent is not near what the teams they've played so far as expectations coming into the season. You can't just roll in there and sort of just roll out the ball and expect to beat them. But I do think that they'll have a chance to at least win this series because I don't think Colorado's roster is nearly as good as Milwaukee and Toronto and Atlanta. So I think it should be a good time for the hitters. I don't know what the weather's going to be like. I haven't looked into that, but if it's at all warm, it'll be a good time to hit. Some of these guys that are, some of these hitters should get happy hitting there, and they need a good start out of Matt. Like I think he's that guy that you gave a pretty good contract to that 2 years ago won 14 games and had a great spring training, and you need him to sort of right the ship. So it should be an interesting game tonight. I think it'll be a good watch.
Matt, what did you think of the Tyler O'Neill, Ollie Marmol, little mini war of words there? You had people taking Ollie's side, you had people taking Tyler's side, you had other people taking Ollie's side, but also saying maybe it should have been kept in-house. What did you think?
Well, this is one of those deals where you stand on the outside and make a judgment without all the facts, and I'm the same way. I haven't talked to Ollie, I haven't talked to Tyler, so I don't know all the details of what went on, but there's a couple ways to look at this. I think that he's had times in his career where he's had effort, situations where maybe didn't give full effort, and again, you're talking about he's had injuries, and so you're trying to figure out is he sort of going 80% because he's sore, he has a nagging injury, and as a player, the manager's got to know, like, look, hey, I'm in there, I'm playing at 80%, or I'm doing the best I can. I want to be in the lineup for the boys, and I can't go 100% all the time. If you want me out there, if you don't want me out there at 80%, play somebody else. So I don't know what was said behind closed doors. Obviously, Ollie's expectation of Tyler and how he wants his guys running the bases and the effort level, it didn't meet that standard. And so, nothing's really done behind closed doors, it seems like, anymore with social media and all the reporting. And people want transparency. They want to hear honesty. But then, when you get transparency and honesty, then they think you should keep it behind closed doors and nobody should know about it. And so I don't know. Again, like I said, I don't know all the ins and outs of what happened. But I don't think it's a distraction to the team. I don't think that anybody has lost respect for anybody. I think you move on from it as a pro athlete and as a pro coach. You don't hold grudges. You move on from these things. You're a professional. You go out and you play hard. You're a pro coach. You turn the page. You root for your guys. It's not personal. And so I think if everybody's professional about this, then I think it'd easily move on, and there's really nothing that comes of it.
Yeah, we were all pretty surprised when he did come out. I mean, we were watching that game, and I know Tyler looked kind of goofy, rolling through third, and the slide wasn't great, looked kind of unathletic. But we were surprised when he did come out and say that. But like when you played, like where's the line there? You want these guys to play. There's a lot of games throughout the year. Did you run out everything 100%? And I know every play is different, but A, were you surprised that Ollie even said anything, was outspoken on it? And B, like, where's the line with, going 100 miles an hour even though you're going to be out at first and trying to save yourself for 162?
Yeah, man, we got to make sure we're not on the curve because maintenance comes through here. I think we're doing a lot of
I got you. I'm leaving anyway.
All right.
Sorry, guys.
Don't get a parking ticket.
What's going on there, man?
Perfect. I'm slightly on the curb, and my guy here had an issue with my big truck being slightly on the curb. So we're all good, though. I caught him before. Apparently, I was going to get towed for being slightly on the curb. But we're good.
Did you say you know who I am?
You see, yeah.
No, I just told him I was about to leave, so he could put his pencil and paper and walkie-talkie down.
Paul Blart, mall cop.
Yeah. So I think the line, and as an athlete, I think you can speak to this. I think the expectation, as long as you and the manager are on the same page about whether you're dealing with an injury or, your expectation is to go 100% unless, we've sort of talked about you guarding an injury. So I think it's one of those things. What was your take, Cam, as an athlete, as a hockey player? What did you think of the situation?
I was surprised. 5 games in, I was surprised that he called him out in public. That's all. Like, if you want to, I see, but then you rewatch the play, and like you could tell, like he wasn't going 100 miles an hour. He wasn't going 100%, and he kind of looked up, and then he started to build his speed up a little too late. So I noticed that if you go back and really watch it. But I was really surprised, man. Like Ollie, and it's great for us being here on the radio, but he created a firestorm that he didn't need to this early in the season. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that, and I think that sometimes when you talk to if you go back and talk to Ollie or the coaching staff or whatever, sometimes you do things that you do differently 5 minutes later, but in the heat of the moment, you're trying to send a message to the player and to the team that the expectation this year and what you expect of the effort level it is what it is, and that it's for everybody. And so again, like I said, I wish I probably it'd be I don't want to bug Ollie, but I'd like to hear, sort of his side of the story and what he was thinking and why he did what he did. And knowing him, it was done, because he thought it was important. And so, it's like I said, it's one of those things where you move on from it. And as you know, in pro sports, you've got to be able to turn the page quick and not hold grudges and be a pro and go out and perform.
And I do think it's interesting to pick your brain on this, though, because I think, we haven't talked about this, but I think a lot of it, to me, it almost always comes down to money. And I just wonder if in the past, if you go through an arbitration where Tyler lost his arbitration last year after his best season where he was pretty healthy, finished 8th in the MVP, and you know how teams work, and all teams do this. They did it with Helsley as well. You'll kind of hold it against the player if they're not healthy. And then maybe a guy says, okay, I'm gonna go 93% to try to stay healthy. But then you're mad at that, but you're going to be mad at me in arbitration if I only play 100 games. Don't you think that also probably plays into this?
Possibly, but I do think that in this case, Tyler's going into his free agent. This is his free agent season, so there's no more arbitration. He's playing for his next contract now, whether that's with the Cardinals or some other team. His effort level and his production this year will have a direct effect on what his next contract looks like. So, I could see that sort of like, hey, you want me on the field. But again, I think this goes back to the communication with the manager and the coaching staff and the training staff of, hey, I'm not 100%. I'm going to play, but I'm going to sort of pick my spots. If it's a ground ball to second, I'm going to be out by 20 feet. I'm not going to run my fastest time to first base. Some of those things are very, that's okay. Like that's acceptable and sort of everybody's on board with that. But when it comes to, scoring a run, you can't, if it costs the team a run, that's the time when you have to go 100%. So I think you pick your spots to sort of save your legs or save an injury. But when it comes to trying to score, I think that that's not the time.
Yeah, I get you on that. All right, Matty, I appreciate it. We'll talk next week, bud.
Okay. All right. See you guys.
See you, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Matt. Matty Holliday, always giving us time. And Andy almost got a parking ticket in the process.
Look at what people go through for this show.
I know. He was in such a hurry to answer the phone that he didn't even park his big old truck right. He pulled it up on the curb because he wanted to get to us so fast. That's dedication.
Love it.
I would have paid for that bill. Huh.
What kind of truck I was going to ask?
Oh, he's got a fatty. Are you kidding?
Like you think it's a big truck or a big kind of Tahoe type situation?
He's got a big old truck. I bet she's got a big old truck, lifted, badass. Now, does he have the ball sack hanging down from the No.
He's classy.
No.
Not Matt Holliday.
No.
Not Cardinals Hall of Famer.
That's out by me. Not Matty Holliday's not doing it. I bet she's got a big old truck.
Pulled Optimus Prime up on the side of the curb right there.
He's probably got a couple things. I bet she's got a nice side-by-side, too.
Well, you hope so.
Hell yeah. He's got a lot of acreage.
Man, remember the fireworks story?
Yeah, he almost burned down the whole state.
He's got land.
That's scary, dude. That was scary when he said that.
I think he was scared.
No, he's like, yeah, no, that was I was pretty worried. And you know how he is, man. He's pretty he doesn't get too high, too low. Like he's pretty even keel. He's like, no, I was I was a little worried. Like, damn right you were. That thing was nothing worse than being
Smokey the Bear rolling up on you. Like, well, Matt, you could have done something about this.
You
start a fire at because you're doing a freaking gender reveal, in a park full of pine trees. You're an idiot. Like, remember those? They have the firework gender reveal in a park.
Listen, when your gender reveal makes it to CNN, Christ. You've done something wrong.
No doubt. No doubt about it. Oh, man. I like listening to Matty, though. He did say that.
I like what he had to say about that.
What he said about Tyler, though? He goes, no, they've had some times where he would call out his effort.
Yeah. Well.
But everybody, when was that?
I don't think situations like that just come out of nowhere.
No, I know. Like that was built up.
Here's the other thing. The whole advanced metrics where you can look at these things. I know some people will poo-poo them, but it's actually really good at telling you if a guy is hustling because they monitor now your sprint speed.
Yeah.
And so a gentleman on Twitter sent me a graphic where Tyler O'Neill this year is running at about a 93% pace of what he has in his career. So that right there, if he's not hurt, he's not banged up, he did say he's running with different form, but that does show you, and by the way, Ollie and the Cardinals get that information immediately. So they can say, Tyler, you are actually running slower this year than you were previously.
It's funny how anytime anybody says they're running in a different form, no, you're not running as fast. That's what that is. I changed my form. No, you're just not running as fast.
I'm glad there aren't like.
So technically, I guess you did change your form, but you could simplify by just saying I'm not going as hard.
What advanced metrics?
That's what that is.
If they were keeping,
what are you doing?
If they were keeping track of everyday advanced metrics, where would be something that somebody would look at y'all now like, hey, you're at about 93% of what you were, and you're like, well,
changing.
It's still pretty good though.
Changed my form. Pretty dang good.
I changed my form.
I'll change my form. No, you're not going hard. You changed my form.
Cam, you're up. Actually,
what does that mean?
Your beer velocity is up. 56%. What are you doing differently?
Changing my form.
You play to win the game.
No, you don't. You play to play and have fun.
You play for a paycheck.
You play for money.
I don't want to hear that.
Whitener, what do you think of the Battlehawks game experience? Spartan 44 wants to know.
Listen, man, I thought it was awesome.
You had a good time.
I thought it was awesome, and you're in there with your backup quarterback too. So there was some times where you're like, oh, this is tougher than it's got to be. But that was a fantastic.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, of course you can. It's your show.
Say I'm 31.
Okay.
I'm sniffing around.
Okay.
I'm going to bar.
Okay.
My name
I feel like I've been in this
rhymes
story
with
before, but
Schmate. And how was the female experience there?
I tell you what.
Really? Because all I see is dudes, and all I see is dudes.
You might think so.
All I see is dudes.
You might think so, and
It looks like a nightmare.
I might have been sitting at a bar with a guy that had an eagle feather across his head. But
I see a lot of dudes.
There were some things walking around there.
I'm just asking.
There were some
If
things.
I'm
In
a
groups
single
of girls?
I had a couple
Like not with the
cocktails
dude.
last night.
Yeah, like
So there's a group
groups
of
of girls.
4 girls.
I saw a
That's a
group.
good
I saw a group of 3. It was moving around.
Okay.
Now me, I wasn't.
I'm
just
Matt,
hanging out.
No,
I'm hanging out.
We're speaking for
We had some
the people
makers,
that wanted.
We had some Maker's Mark. We had a couple sandwiches.
Man.
It was all right, but there were a few things walking around though.
What did,
Okay.
it was Warren Sapp. Remember Warren Sapp was caught? He was at a basketball game,
Yeah.
and some really good-looking woman walks by, and he happened to be on camera, and his eyes just followed her the whole way. And somebody asked him about it, and he said, I'm married, but I'm not dead.
That's the most important thing to remember.
Yeah. Put your head down. You just put your head down.
Yeah.
When that happens.
Play through it. I'm operating at about way less than a 93%. Of my potential.
Maddie is now running faster than O'Neill. Mike from Oakville.
How about this? Could Seth beat Tyler O'Neill?
Yes.
Now that's what we need.
That's what we need. Hey,
Post new running form, Tyler
New
O'Neill.
running form.
Oh yeah,
Charlie, you could
I'd
beat
cook
him.
him.
They
Not
built,
right now.
They're building all these sidewalks here at Manchester and Woodlawn so that Seth
Thank
has
you, Pasta House.
an even racing experience.
They made the road smaller for the sidewalks, and the bikers are still going to drive on the road instead. I took some heat for that. The hot take.
Oh, yeah, I'll back you up on that one. No,
a lot of people back me up too, dude.
It happened the next day. Dude, it's worse. Even if you
bad.
go out in Clayton Road,
It's bad.
past like Town and Country and everything, heading towards West County,
It's bad. They ain't going to work.
they need their
They're
own.
gonna work
They need
out.
their own road.
They're
not even a
go-
trail.
It's not like they're going to work. They're just working out on your expense. Like you have to go around them because they're working out. They're more important than you going to work. So remember that. They come first. Jesus. Back to trying to say it's Ollie's team now without Molina and Pujols, but it's not. It's Goldie's and Arenado's team. Not sure he would have been safe anyway. Such a weird play overall, but easy with this Class A clout. Zach.
That is fair, though. It is Goldie's team.
It is.
Arenado's team. And by the way, I'm not going to correct our guest, but Tyler O'Neill does have a year and a half left. He has 2 years of control left.
Okay. Who made that mistake?
Don't worry about it.
The big boy?
It happens.
It's unacceptable. Mr. Arizona Champs, and how come no one is suggesting that after all the injuries, maybe Tyler simply can't run as fast as he did in 2018-19? I don't know.
Could be a thing. I don't want to give it to that though.
Yeah.
Let's wait and see a little. I mean,
He wasn't trying hard.
He's played 9 games this year? I don't know. I want to see.
He did take a beating for that. That was, and he was like, "Whoa, okay." I mean, that was kind of a awkward moment. 5 games in, I mean, it truly was. I was going to ask You sent me a text to ask about Kelsey's pitch.
Hireable.
Well, Matt Holliday
tried to throw it hard,
Matt just caught the opening, the first pitch on opening day.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, there's got to be a certain level of nerves when you hop back there. You got nothing going on.
You don't know how to throw a baseball.
I mean, the way Kelsey spiked that thing into the ground, that thing could have hopped off the ground. Was that Shane Bieber back there?
But he threw it hard.
Haven't we seen him do some halfback passes pretty dang good? I mean, he was a quarterback.
Yeah, dude, he's an ass.
I think he can throw the hell out of the football.
Yeah. Oh, I bet he can.
I think he can. Throwing that baseball is different, though. I mean,
it is, but he threw it too hard.
His hand's probably the size of a pizza
He threw it too hard. He didn't look like Ouchie Fauci or Gary Dell'Abate, where they just they shot put it because they are so unathletic.
It could be worse.
They're like teaching their kids
arm
baseball.
action.
It could be worse. You could be John Wall.
What'd he do?
Oh God, he threw the thing. He almost threw it halfway up the safety net.
It's so funny when Gary Dell'Abate did that. Remember that, Nate, back in 2008? He took such a beating. And then people are calling in like, Gary, you're teaching your kids baseball. You're the coach of your kids' baseball team, and you can't throw a ball. It is how you teaching them. Like, people are like, how are you teaching your kid how to throw a ball? You're their baseball coach. Man, you can't throw a ball.
Are you saying Hitch couldn't be a hockey coach?
If you don't know how to
John Cooper?
If you don't know how to throw a baseball,
Mike Schilt?
I'm sorry, you're not coaching my kid.
Did Ollie play in the bigs?
He could throw a baseball.
You're killing me, Small.
You don't know how to throw a baseball? Isn't that what your first thing to do whenever you teach your kids is to throw the damn thing? You can't even do that. So now you gotta hire somebody else to teach them how to throw a ball.
Are you saying he's lost fatherhood
what are you
points
doing?
now? Has he put his fatherhood status at risk
Oh my
now?
God! You shouldn't be coaching. The number one thing is to throw the ball.
Sounds like you're saying he shouldn't be parenting either.
I know. He took a beating. It's so funny, man. I do like watching those first pitches, though. Some guys just aren't athletic.
It's lose-lose.
It's like, unless you throw it like Kaepernick did. That was awesome.
Well, he
threw it 87 down the pipe.
He was a real baseball player, though.
It was turning on it,
He was
too.
a real baseball player.
The catcher's like, whoa.
Yeah.
He launched it.
Well, Mahomes chirped Kelsey immediately.
Yeah,
Mahomes
he did.
Mahomes could throw that thing, though.
Mahomes could throw with his left hand.